Hello, welcome back to the channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, do a few playthroughs, don't do unboxings. We generally like to talk a lot of bollocks about tabletop gaming in general, and in this video we are going to be talking about a very small backstabbing card game. We're going to be talking about Courtisans, and in this game you will be taking 3 cards into your hand. You'll be choosing where to dump those 3 cards that will hopefully destroy your opponents and allow you to win the game. So in this video we're going to be giving you a very brief overview of the rules. We're telling you what we do like, what we don't like. We'll come back and we'll tell you whether or not Courtisans is worth your time and bother today and in the future. So remember, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel. Hit the like button and all that YouTube bullshit. We'll see you after this. Bollocks. So, Courtisans, how'd you play this game? So Courtisans is a very light backstabbing card game. Each player is going to get 3 cards into their hand at the start of the game, and you'll get 2 secret mission type cards that if you fulfill what's on them, you'll get extra points at the end of the game. Yeah. On your turn, you will have to decide where you are going to place your 3 cards. You will have to place all 3 of them, right? There's no getting around that. You can place it in front of yourself. You do this by placing it in front of yourself face up, unless it is a spy card. All spies have to be placed face down. You can gift the card to somebody else, in which case they will have to put the card in front of themselves face up or face down if it's a spy card. Or you can dump it at the Queen's table. 2 options here: you can place it above the Queen's table, or you can place it below the Queen's table. All cards that are placed above the Queen's table will be regarded as being in the Queen's favour, and all cards that are placed below the Queen's table are considered to be fallen from grace. This is to do with final scoring. Yeah, you'll see that there are various icons on some of the cards. Yeah, if you place the noble, this means that card represents 2 cards instead of 1. You'll see that there is a spy card. We've already been through this, but these will be placed face down. This sort of introduces a little bit of hidden information in the game. Yeah, there is the assassin. Depending on which domain you place the card in, you'll be able to remove a card from that domain. Place it at the Queen's table, you can remove one from either above the table or below the table, you know what I mean? And then there is the guard. The guards cannot be assassinated by the assassin. Well, they're not going to be assassinated by the bloke that cleans out a dog shit bin in a park, are they? So once the court deck is empty, the game will end. You'll look at the Queen's table and you'll see which faction has the majority, and you'll remove all the cards that don't have the majority. You'll look at your domain, the cards that are in front of you, and you'll score points based on whether or not cards you've got are in favour or fallen from grace. Remember that the nobles are worth 2, right? And finally, you'll look to see if you've completed your secret mission type thing, and then you'll get extra 3 points for each of those that you've completed. And then the player with the most points will be the winner of Courtisans. So what do we like? But Courtisans. So the first thing that we really like about this game is that you are forced to use all of the cards in your hand. This reminds us a little bit like Biblios. In that game, you've got to get rid of some cards and you'll be deciding where on the table you'll be placing them. Similar sort of thing with this one. The only thing with this one is that if you've got 3 decent cards in your hand, then you're going to want to keep all of them, but you can't do that, you selfish bastard. You might have to gift something that another player wants. On the flip side of that, you may be able to stitch somebody up by giving them a card that is fallen from grace, or maybe giving them a spy that is fallen from grace, but they won't know what the card is. So yeah, there's a nice little element of being forced to make difficult decisions sometimes that will hurt not only your opponents but yourself. So the second thing that we really like about this is that the iconography on the cards is really clear. You know, it is these days, sometimes you get a game and you can never remember what the icons mean because they don't actually refer to the mechanism that they represent. Yeah, on this it's quite simple. The spy icon is a little mask type thing. You got a shield for the guard, ×2 for the noble, and a dagger for the assassin, right? So you're not going to be sort of wondering what the fuck does that mean. Well, you might do if you've got the intellectual capacity of a fucking pea like me, but this makes the game flow really quickly and avoids a lot of confusion. So the final thing that we like about this game is that spies add a much needed element of hidden information, right? There's just enough hidden information in this game to leave you guessing as to how it's going to play out in its latter stages. Yeah, a lot of these games, there's just too much stuff that you can't see, and it does get frustrating wondering what's on the table. But in this one, as the game progresses, there's going to be more information out there. There's going to be swathes of information in the last couple of rounds, but the spies mixed it up a little bit and you can never really be sure what's in your domain, what the other players have got, or how the Queen's table is going to play out. Yeah, it keeps you on tenterhooks and adds a nice little bit of squeaky bum time towards the end of the game. Not that sort of squeaky bum time. So don't we like about Courtisans? So the first thing that we don't really like about this, and it doesn't happen very often, but it is a little bit of a nitpick, is that you can feel like you're getting dogpiled if you play with people that probably don't like you. I mean, at my table, I am usually a target. People tend to gang up on me for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. I've never really had the guts to ask people why they keep on attacking me at every opportunity. And if you are the victim of that kind of dogpiling intent, then you might end up thinking that this game is a pile of dog shit. It's not, but it does have the capacity to inflict a lot of self-doubt on your already fragile ego. So the second thing that we don't really like about this is playing it with 6 players, yeah? The reason being is that the majority of the deck is going to be taken up in people's hands. You're going to see a lot less cards, yeah? And that means it's going to be more difficult to sort of preempt what's going to come out of the deck if people have got it in their hands, yeah? Eventually, towards the end of the game, there's going to be a lot of that hidden information is going to be available. But if you've got 6 players, that's going to be, well, I can't really work it out because I'm mathematically dyslexic. Even fucking phonetically dyslexic by the sounds of it. A lot of that information is going to be taken out in people's hands, and this game benefits from there being a balance of things you can see, a balance of things that you can't. So the final thing that we don't really like about Courtisans, and this is probably going to fly in the face of the people that actually made this game because they're probably quite proud of this, but I think the fabric mat is a little bit shit, you know what I mean? I don't really like the way that it curls up. I had to get my iron out for the first time ever and actually iron it flat because it tends to curl up in the corners and it's just a pain in the arse. The way that the fabric's woven together, you can't really see which of the factions it is, unless that's because I'm completely utterly fucking blind. But I would have preferred maybe like a cardboard mat or something, or even a paper mat, yeah? Just a paper mat in a box. It's not really used for anything at all, yeah? So yeah, I'm sorry who made this. I'm sorry, Anthony Perrone, but you can take your fabric mat and you can shove it up your... So to summarise, is Courtisans worth your time and bother today and in the future? So we're going to say yes, absolutely. Courtisans is without doubt the surprise hit of 2024 thus far. It's one of those games that gets the let's play this again right away treatment. You can't feel hard done by if you bear the brunt of the shit card distribution, but the game is short enough for that to be largely insignificant. Courtisans is the game if you want a short, light, backstabbing experience that creates a lot of laughs. This game is pretty much outstanding, you know what I mean? So there you go, that is Courtisans. Remember, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to this channel, hit the like button and all that YouTube bullshit. We'll see you next time.